Spencer! Where's Go? And have some adventures. Where's Go? And have some adventures with Thomas. Where's Go? And have some adventures. Sodor's a fun place to be. Sodor's greatest adventures. Sodor's greatest adventures.
It was a lovely day on the island of Sodor. The birds were singing, and everything was peaceful. All the engines were working hard. When? Well, I must find Henry. I can't wait to tell him the exciting news. I wanted to see if the same thing I got. James the Red Engine was racing down the line. He was looking for his best friend Henry the Green Engine. He had exciting news. He soon found Henry at a nearby signal. No. Hello, Hen, said James. Hello, James, said Henry. What's with you in a rush today? I'm not in a rush, said James. In fact, I got some exciting news. What is it? Asked Henry. The factory control has given me the rest of the day off. Wow, that's cool, said Henry. Do you have a day off? I believe so, said Henry. Why do you ask? Because I was hoping we can go to some nice places today on the day off. Sounds cool, said Henry. Let's do it. What places can we go to? Maybe we can go to our favorite places, like mine was the washdown. Okay, maybe we could also go to the forest, or as it's known as Henry's Forest. Maybe we can go to the seaside, or maybe we can go to Nafford Harbor to see the regattas, said James. Said Henry, so many ideas. Oh well, said James. Anyways, where should we head first? Said Henry. I suppose maybe the seaside. Okay, said James. With that, the two engines puffed away. Soon they arrived at the beach. It was very beautiful. Everyone was full of people, but they were playing in the sand, the water, making sandcastles, getting ice creams, and everything else. It looks so beautiful, said Henry. I know, said James. I wonder what it's like to be on the beach. At least, said Henry. We engines have the job sticking holidaymakers when they want to go. True, said James. I suppose that's close enough. Just then, an engine raced by the two engines. It was Emily. She was coming at high speed. She was going very fast today. She saw James and Henry. Hello, you two, said Henry. And she cheekily raced so fast that sand went all over James and Henry's smart red and green paintwork. James and Henry were not happy about this. Watch where you're going, Emily, said Henry crossly. You're going so fast, said James. You can crash, said James. And besides, don't forget, you're a rescue engine now. Said Emily. Rescue engines don't crash. Oh, just leave them, James, said Henry. She'll get the better of it. Alright then, said James. But we do need to get a wash though, said Henry. Don't worry, said James. I know the perfect place we can get washed. And, said James, my favorite place, of course, the washdown. Very well then, said Henry. Lead the way. James puffed away, and Henry followed. Soon, the two best friends arrived at the washdowns. They went into the shed. The two engines asked the workmen if they can give them a rub down after what Emily did to them. Not a problem, said the workmen. We'll get to work straight away. Soon the workmen were scrubbing on James and Henry's paintwork, getting rid of the sand. You see, Henry, said James, this is why the washroom is my favorite place, because it's fun getting cleaned. I can see that, said Henry. Soon, the workmen were done cleaning 2 engines. All right then, you two can go now. Thank you, said James. Indeed, said Henry. Now, where should we head to next? Said James. How about the forest, or as everyone calls it, Henry Forest? Sure, said James. Let's go. And with that, the 2 engines puffed away. Soon they arrived at Henry's Forest, Henry's place on the island of Sodor. Jane was amazed. You're right, Henry. It's so beautiful and peaceful. I know, said Henry. So nice, isn't it, Jane? Yes, Hen. Indeed it is, said James. The 2 engines saw the animals racing by. Aw, they look so cute, said James. It's lovely to see them in the forest. The reason why I like the forest, said Henry, is because it's so peaceful and there's not too much noises like with Gordon with the express. True, said James. The 2 engines were drawing so much that another engine was about to come by. This time it wasn't Emily. It was Rebecca. She was passing by. When she saw the 2 engines, she decided to have a little bit of fun. But she sneakily blew her whistle on them. James and Henry were about to doze off when Rebecca blew her whistle so hard that the animals got scared. James and Henry got a fight. What was that, Jane? I don't know, said James. The 2 engines noticed Rebecca. Hello, you two, said Rebecca. Rebecca, said Henry. You scared us. I was only trying a bit of fun, said Rebecca. Now look what you've done, said James. All the forest animals are running away. Whoops, sorry, said Rebecca, but I don't have time to help. I am very busy, and I must make sure my whistle is working fine. But that was a bit rude of you. Let's go. But you blow your whistle so hard that it could get stuck, you know. Sorry, can't stop. Rebecca puffed away. That's not like Rebecca, you know, said James. Oh well, said Henry. At least she's not dirty like what Emily did to us. I know, said James. Shall we head to the harbour now? Sure. Oh, I think there's a regatta on today, said Henry. Alright then, said James. With that, the 2 engines puffed away. It was a busy day down at the harbour, but James and Henry soon arrived at the harbour. The 2 engines saw the regatta, the boats that Percy and Duck saw once, where Duck took a bad injury sailor to the hospital, to Bertie. The 2 engines, on the other hand, and saw the regattas. It's so beautiful, said James. I do remember Percy and Duck telling me once. Same here, said Henry. When, Duck and us used to be at the sheds. Yeah, before Emily arrived, then Neil and Rebecca, then Spencer. Oh well, and probably more likely when Duck had his branch line. But it looks so beautiful, said James. Indeed, said Henry. However, the 2 engines didn't know that there was about to be trouble. Meanwhile, in Napa Harbour, while Henry and James watched the regattas, Percy the Green Engine was busy shunting trucks for a goods train. Gordon was also there. He was taking a rest after pulling the express. He was taking a break in one of the sidings of Napa Harbour, but believing down was a deep end track full of water when Percy crashed through there once when he wanted to see what the water was like. And when he asked the trucks to push him into it once, he got stuck in it, and Henry had to take him to the works. However, this problem was about to happen again, but not with Percy. Emily was racing into Knapford Harbour. The problem was she was still going too fast. Well, hey, said Emily. See, I can prove, Henry James, I don't need to slow her down after all. I'm a rescue engine. But when Emily's driver tried to slow her down a bit, it wouldn't work. Her brakes wouldn't work. Emily just kept going on faster and faster, even to her top speed. I can't stop you, said the driver. Your brakes won't work. I can't slow you down. Wait, what? Said Emily. Oh no, please help. But Emily went faster and faster. Then there was trouble. Well, the tracks that Emily was put into was the same tracks that Percy was going on to. Percy nor his crew did not see Emily coming towards them, but Gordon did. Gordon saw Emily was coming in fast. Percy, watch out, said Gordon. Wait, what? Said Percy. See, Gordon was right. Emily was coming so fast that she crashed through the trucks. She crashed through the trucks that Percy was carrying would derail themselves. There goes that then, said Percy. Then there was even more trouble. Emily was heading towards the track that leads into the river, but Percy crashed through. Oh no, said Emily. I'm going to fall into the water. And indeed, she was right. Emily fell into the sea. Luckily, Emily's fireman driver got out just in time, but Emily was stuck in the water. The same derail 9 that Percy got stuck in years ago. So, my word, said Emily. Me, a rescue engine, getting stuck? Whoa, said Percy. See, reminds me when I crashed through there once, said Percy, including the time when I thought I saw a ghost and Henry and James had to come and help me, said Percy. James and Henry heard noise when they were watching the regatta. As they came over, they saw the accident. What happened here? They asked. Percy and Gordon explained everything. See, said Henry, we warned you. Wait a minute, you saw it going faster, Percy? Yeah, said James. They explained about their day. That's very strange, said Gordon. Then Rebecca never acts like throwing her wits to scare other engines. Yeah, she may be a little bit trying to be jolly, but that's no way to act in front of animals. And Emily, thinking rescue engine should go fast, trying to... Huh, said Gordon. That'd be me if I was a rescue engine. Huh. Never mind that now, said Percy. We've got to get Emily out of there. And the trucks I need was something off a special goods train that also need to be put on the line. I suppose there's no chance of getting Rocky, said Henry. Well, maybe. And the Chinese breakdown cranes are on the other side of the island of my yard, said James. Anyone going to get help? Said Emily. Well, the breakdown cranes are also on the other side of the island, replied Percy. But at least one of us should go and get them. Gordon puffed up beside Henry. I'll go and get Julie and Jerome, said Gordon. Henry, James, and Percy, including Emily, were a bit surprised to hear Gordon say that. Hey, said Gordon, don't forget, me and Spencer and Diesel were the ones who helped Rebecca out of the snow one time. Remember that? Oh yeah, said the engines. Well, said Henry, you will be faster than all of us. So you better go and get Julie and Jerome. Very well then, said Gordon. And Gordon raced off. Said James. I suppose I could try and get Emily out, he said. You know, since I'm a rescue engine. Good idea, said Henry. James went to get ready. At Harwick, Julie and Jerome were resting in their siding as usual when Gordon arrived to collect them. Judy, Jerome, said Gordon. Quickly, he blew his whistle to wake them up. Judy, Jerome, an emergency! She, that's right, said Gordon. Then Emily has crashed into the sea at Nafford Harbour, and some trucks are also derailed, said Gordon. Then you got that? said Judy. Right, said Jerome. Let's get moving. Gordon quickly coupled up Judy and Jerome. With that, he puffed away with Judy and Jerome. Soon, Gordon arrived back at Nafford Harbour with Judy and Jerome. He was just in time to see James pulling Emily out of the water. The chains were quickly attached to James and Emily. With that, James pulled and pulled. With that, Emily was out of the water. She had seaweed on her buffers. Phew, thank you, James, she said. You're welcome, said James. To be honest, I am a good rescue engine, said James. Definitely better than me, said Emily. While that was happening, Gordon then put Junior into action as the two cranes started to lift the truck that Percy was shunting back onto the rails. Everything was soon back on the tracks. Some workmen examined Emily to see if there's any damage. She had to be taken to the steamworks, said workmen. We may have some water in her. Bother, said Emily. Looks like it couldn't be out of action then. Just then they heard a whistle. It was Rebecca puffing into Nafford Harbour. Oh my, she said. What happened here? They explained the whole story. Oh, said Rebecca. That was a bit, silly of you. Indeed it was, said a voice. The Fat Controller stepped out of Gordon's cab. Gordon picked him up while he was heading back with Judy and Jerome. Now, said the Fat Controller, I want a demand what happened here. Henry and Jane explained their whole day out thing, and the rest of the engines, and Judy and Jerome explained what happened. Then the Fat Controller was not happy with Emily and Rebecca. Emily and Rebecca, said the Fat Controller, you two have been very rude and silly today. The Fat Controller turned to Rebecca. Rebecca, you know scaring animals with your whistle is dangerous. Anything can happen. Sorry, sir, said Rebecca. And Emily, said the Fat Controller. Well, you know, as a rescue engine, you should not be going so fast. Now look what you've done. I'm sorry, sir, said Emily. I thought rescue engines should go fast. Yes, said the Fat Controller, but only in an emergency, said the Fat Controller. Emily sighed. Sorry. Oh well, said the Fat Controller. I suppose so you going to the steamworks won't cause too much harm and damage, said the Fat Controller. But any more of this behaviour from the two of you, or any other engines, will have me to answer to it, said the Fat Controller. Yes, sir, said the two engines. Emily, for your punishment, you can while you're at the steamworks, you can think about all the things you have done today. And Rebecca, said the Fat Controller, you can do all of Emily's work for your punishment. Yes, sir, said Rebecca. Now, said the Fat Controller, as for the rest of you, I am very happy with the rest of you. James, James and Henry. I know today's day off was a bit tough for you, and I know James had to help Emily, but the rest of you. But I will make sure nobody else bothers you, said the Fat Controller. Thank you, sir, said the two engines. Gordon, I am very proud of you getting doing your own, since you usually don't collect coins a lot. Well, Sir Gordon, it is kind of a nice change from the Express, you know. I see, said the Fat Controller. And Percy. See. So you better get this goods train back on track. Yes, sir, said Percy happily. Well done, engines, said the Fat Controller. Anyways, Gordon, you better take me back to Knapford while you bring Jerome back to Harwick. Yes, sir, said Gordon. As the Fat Controller walked back into Gordon's cab, Jerome got back in their places, and Gordon puffed away. As James pulled Emily out of the crash. Then Percy got back to work shunting trucks for the goods train. Soon, the engine switched tracks. James put Emily beside Rebecca. She went up beside Henry. Well, that was some day, said Henry. And yes, said James. We're sorry for our behavior today, said Rebecca and Emily. That's all right, said Henry. But you do realize rescue engines like me and you, Emily, should not go fast when there's rescues. You're right. I should listen to your advice, said Emily. And I should not scare those animals, said Rebecca. Oh well, said Henry. We all learn from our mistakes. Anyways, said Henry, I suppose we have a day out to finish, don't we, James? Don't we, James? Yes, we do, Hen, said James. Goodbye, as the two engines puffed away to enjoy the rest of their day out. Rebecca and Emily have none of less than having day. Henry and James had no more problems for the rest of their day out, as they went to other beautiful places, as well as chatted about some old times together, about some of the old stories years ago, about the past and hope, and about the future. But no matter what, Henry and James hope they will still be best friends forever. And I do believe they will, don't you? Best friends forever!
Let's go, and have some adventures with Tom and Noel and his friends. So those greatest adventures.